What's going on, everyone? It's Dan here. Guys, I want to welcome you all to the game update for May 2022. This month started off actually very slow. There was like 2 games when I last checked, and now there's a few more that I've looked into that I'm interested in covering, which is great because I love taking a look at new things. The thing I like about springtime, summertime, not a whole lot of releases, but when there are, they're spaced out nicely so we can play new games every so often and mix in with stuff we're already working on. So it's a great time to be, playing games, because not only that, but usually the games that you don't expect to be very good or to really get too much attention end up being a lot of fun, or they're more memorable than anybody really suspects. So I'm excited because there's a ton of new games that I'm looking forward to covering. Some of them are a little crammed together, so let's hope we'll get an early copy of a couple of these bad boys to make it a little bit easier on us. But I'm all for it. Things get kind of slow around this time, so any new games we can get obviously are a welcome addition to the channel. Let's jump right in, guys. There still isn't anything for a couple of, almost 2 weeks into the month, unfortunately, but don't worry, I got stuff coming out, and I'll be playing. I'll try and cover a few new games as well, like that are technically old, so feel free to suggest anything that has come out in the last few years or whatever to cover in the first couple weeks of the month. I'm always down for that, so comment below anything new you want me to cover, anything, sorry, not new, but anything that you've always wanted me to cover and I can do in a stream or two or whatever, feel free to let me know. But other than that, coming out on the 12th, May 12th, we have our first game called the Centennial Case, a Shijima story. What is this? Now, originally, I didn't even hear about this. I only found this because I looked through multiple different sources for release dates. Now, what it is essentially a narrative, full motion video, interactive thriller, maybe, I guess kind of a thriller, but it's a puzzle, mystery, murder case solving game. I probably could have announced that a lot better, but it's a murder mystery, live action, full action video game where basically what you do, you have to, it's a Japanese story that follows a family, the Shijima family, who have suffered death, like many deaths in their family over the years, and they're all very suspect, and they're very they're not normal, they're unconventional, they're like, it seems like there's a pattern. So you have to go through 3 different periods of time, 1922, 1972, and 2022, and each one of those years has a type of murder, and there's different family members, both male and female, that are involved in the story. And 1 minute you could have a murder based on this person, like this actor could be the killer, and then the same killer could also be a victim in a different timeline, so in a different date, you know what I'm saying? So it's while we're doing this live, we are actually able to look around look for clues of what could have happened. You got to focus on it, document them, and then there's like a discovery space where you kind of deduce whether or not it makes sense, and you eventually have to find, it's a whodunit basically, and you have to get the right answer. Obviously there could be wrong answers, so I could say, oh, this murder weapon looks like it was the murder weapon, and it ends up not being the murder weapon, and it could screw us up and ruin the story, or just kind of ruin this particular investigation. Mind you, I believe this is meant to be played multiple times until you get the correct answer, so I think that could be really cool. 3 different timelines, different murders across each timeline each year, 22, 72, and 2022, of course. So I'm going to look forward to that. It is in Japanese. I believe it's a Japanese game with subtitles, so I don't know if it'll let us, if we can do an English, voiceover or not. I don't know. It's usually, I like when games are done in their true language, but at the same time, it's harder for people to focus in a stream, or follow it in a stream, I should say, based on me doing my commentary, so they have to read alongside, and if my camera actually covers it. We'll see. Either way, I think that could be cool. I don't think it'd be a very long-lasting game anyway. We could probably do, like, I don't know, maybe 1 murder mystery per stream kind of thing, I don't know, depending how it works out. But I thought I would cover that. Very last minute edition, and I think it looks really cool. I think you guys would like it as well. Moving on to the next day after that, May 13th. Again, might be getting an early copy prior to that. We'll see. We have Evil Dead, the game. It is like a survival horror, PvE, PvP. There is a single player mode, but I believe it's meant to be played co-op, obviously, based on the Evil Dead, with a lot of the classic characters from Ash vs. the Evil Dead, the TV show. All the actors are reprising their roles in this one. So you actually have the actual actors voicing their respective characters. So I think that's really cool. I'm going to try and do this co-op. I'm going to look into it. There is a single player, but I don't know if it's kind of the same kind of thing as like you know, Back 4 Blood, for example, where you can run single player, but it's just better co-op. That could be the situation. So I'm gonna try and get the boys together, and we're trying to do a co-op of that Evil Dead. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Again, there's multiple maps, so I don't know if it's got a story per se. I've looked into it a bit. It seems to not be super story driven, but again, if it's mission based where you go from one thing to another, classic maps where you have to defend against various hordes, things like that, including the cabin in the woods, of course. That is one of the main maps, so that could be pretty cool to relive that or play that like it was in the films. So we'll be covering that. That comes out on the 13th. Hopefully we'll get an early copy of that as well. Moving on to May the 19th, we have a game that, honestly, this game, I want to play it because the style of game looks cool, and I like how it is. However, it looks a bit outdated. The game does look like it could have come out on the PS3, just based on how the animations are. It looks kind of remedial, but honestly, I think it could still be entertaining for us, and that is a game called Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song, based on, I believe, a tabletop series of games, Vampire the Masquerade, but this is the Swan Song, so it's like an action RPG where you play as 3 different vampires, and they all have different things, and now, depending what you do, your actions will have consequences. Obviously, you could kill who you want to kill, you could not kill anybody if you want. It's all dependent, but honestly, sometimes not killing people is not a good answer. Sometimes you have to kill somebody, but that could bite you in the ass. Pun intended, down the line. So again, I don't know how long that game is going to be. It is, like I said, an action RPG or just a role-playing game. So it could be quick. It could be one of those shorter, linear RPGs, which it very well could be, or it could take up way more of our time. I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's a great game to cover. Whether or not we enjoy it, whether or not it's super outdated, or it just looks kind of embarrassing, or just, you know, whatever the case is. I did look into it. I'm like, oh my goodness, that does look like it could have come out, you know, 10 years ago, you know, even more than 10 years ago. Like, it could have come out in 2010. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like it's a bit dated, but honestly, I don't look at things with graphics. Obviously, though, when it comes to animations, it shouldn't be that outdated. But again, the game could surprise us, and it could be a lot of fun. That's why I'm going to give it a shot. All right, moving on to May 26th. This is a game I'm actually really looking forward to. I love these series of games. I've played just about every single one for the channel. I believe the only one I think I did not play on the channel is the very first one to come out. And we have Sniper Elite 5. This was an announcement that kind of came out of left field, I believe, last month. No one was expecting this to come out. I played, obviously, Sniper Elite V2, 3, and 4 for the channel. Love each one. It is a sniper-based game, but it's also heavy stealth, where it's like 1 versus 100, basically, where you get dropped into a sandbox, kind of a map, and you have to complete the objectives, either completely loud, sniping everybody and anybody, regardless of how much noise you make, or doing things like super stealthy by, like, I don't know, sniping in ways that are super quiet, so you're far enough away, nobody can hear you. You know, you can. The thing about Sniper Elite games is, yes, they're involved. You are a sniper, but a lot of the combat is up close and personal. So I remember I would use my sniper for most of the stuff I could do, like, you know, that would keep me stealth. But then I'd end up using a silenced pistol as we went through. You know, it's just kind of, or just used a pistol and kept things as quiet as possible and just kind of popped domes and from fairly close range. But I've always been a fan of it. The bullet time is amazing. Whenever you get a bullet time camera angle, you know, you can aim for the nuts. It shows through that you're shooting through targets like someone's brain. It shows you the skull fragments breaking apart. You know, you shoot them in the heart. It shows the heart exploding. You shoot them in the kidneys, the liver, all of that stuff. It's very detailed. So I'm always very excited to play the next Sniper Elite game. So we have that coming out, like I said, on the 26th. Hopefully we'll get that a little bit early as well. So I'm really looking forward to Sniper Elite. All right, moving on. We have our last game of the month so far. This game, I haven't fully decided if I want to play due to the nature of it, but it is basically an old game from the early to mid 2000s, a franchise, I should say, that stretches across 3 games from 2000 to 2005. I never played any of them. However, this game is a reboot of that franchise, and it could be a good way to kind of get introduced to it. I think I've heard of the game, you know, long time ago, but never ever played it. We have a game called Cow the Kangaroo. It is a basically like a platformer, 3D platformer, similar to something like Crash Bandicoot, for example. You know, things of that nature. You know, it's going to be kind of more family oriented. Obviously, you know, adults can play it as well, but it's not going to be. It's going to be kind of like a beat 'em up, very family friendly kind of action where we play as a kangaroo with boxing gloves. Legit. So that's how we jump around. I think it's fantastic, that concept in itself. But yes, there was, this is a rebooted franchise. It kind of died in 2005. There hasn't been a game since then. But I don't know, it could be something to kind of close out the month, like I said, and then June doesn't have a whole lot, so why not play a ton of games that we wouldn't normally play? Because normally I would say no to this one, but why not give it a go? We've played a few games like this already. It could be something that's just perfect for us. You know what I mean? It could be the ideal game to close out the month. So in terms of new games, that's where we are sitting, and that is about everything. That's about all we got. Mind you, like I said, there was originally only 2 things on this list. This game update was going to be mad short, but you look again last minute. I always do last minute research before I make this video, and there's always something else. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. Now, there's a lot more games that actually do come out each month, but they're usually really very indie games because there's indie games releasing all the time. And I usually look into them to see if I want to play something. I have to be, I have to make decisions on what games I do want to play. Otherwise, I don't have enough time for them, or I'm just not going to like them. I know myself. I know what I like and what I wouldn't like. So that's basically what I've decided. However, if there's anything you feel I did miss, if there's DLCs that are coming out, I know the Dying Light DLC is coming out soon. I don't believe it's coming out till June though. Like DLCs that I missed, anything, because I didn't announce any DLCs. It's funny because it's very hard to find out where DLCs come out. It really is. I don't know why. It's just they never seem to release effectively. You know what I mean? It's just kind of annoying, but you know what, if you guys know anything about any DLCs or other games that you want me to cover, please let me know in the comments below. May should be a good time. Anything we're currently working on, we're going to keep working on, like Lego Star Wars. I still want to get that 100% completed. All my sports games are still being done. Don't fear, those games will be done. I know people are saying, Danny, going back to NBA? Yes, I promise you. I haven't won the title yet, so I'm going to make sure I do that. NHL, we had just recently finished the regular season, so it's playoff time, just like it is in real life. Obviously, the NBA playoffs are going on as well, so it's kind of like one of those things where we should probably get that going. So anyway, again, other than that, there's not going to be that many games I'm going to be working on, like other than these new ones. So the first couple weeks, like I said, at the beginning of the video, if there's any games you want me to cover that might take 1 or 2 streams to complete or something, throw them at me. I'd love to see them. People have been recommending games, and I've actually got a list on here on my phone that I go through and see if there's any games that usually they're around, I feel like 4 to 8 hour, 4 to 10 hour games, perfect for a couple of streams, 1 stream, 2 streams, things like that. I want to do more of those, more games that I might have missed out on in the last 10 years or whatever the case was, and just cover them. Just have a good time with them. They might have been good. I didn't do them because, I don't know, who knows. Maybe I was very selective back then, or I didn't have the time. Whatever. Let's do more. Let's play more games. Hit them up. Throw them at me. Let's hear what you got. But yeah, we'll see what we got going on. Like I said, the first couple weeks are going to be kind of slow, but we'll fill them up with stuff and anything you guys can recommend as well. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like. Obviously, comment below anything I mentioned before. Let me know all the stuff. What game you're looking forward to the most. Anything I missed, DLCs, you guys name it. Any recommendations, throw it down in the comments. I appreciate that. Obviously, don't forget to like and follow my socials as well. Got a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and a Discord. Getting closer to that 600 Discord members, so let's join up and get that Discord up higher. I would love to get more people on there. I use Discord very frequently, so it's a great way to get in touch with me as well. And obviously, go follow my other socials that I mentioned before. I'm on those all the time. If you want to get a shirt or a hoodie of mine, there's a link in the description for that. There's also an embedded feature right below the video here. You can scroll down and see some of the shirts, hoodies, and mugs, of course, for your Bones coffee. You can check those out like that down below as well. Big shout out to all the sponsors of the stream, of course. DXRacer, Bones Coffee, Always Bearded, The Ridge Wallet, Mad Rabbit Tattoo, and Jinx Custom Controllers. I use their products every single day, and you can check them out for yourself with the links in the description, and you can use my promo code DANQ8000 where applicable on those guys to save yourself some green at checkout. And finally, of course, guys, be sure to check out and sign up for the Team 8000 membership program if you haven't done so already. It does support the page so very much. There's 3 tiers available currently, an entry, basic, and a premium rank, with that entry level just starting at 99 cents, so it's really easy to get into the program. Obviously, each one of those tiers has their own variety of perks. The higher up you go, the more perks you do get. You'll get things like custom badges by your name, custom emojis to use in chat, exclusive video and stream access, priority in open lobbies, discounts, giveaways for that top premium tier. I want to add more perks, but in order to do that, I need more members to sign up. Obviously, every time we get a milestone, YouTube gives you milestones, and once you hit that milestone, you get to upload more emojis for people to use in chat. We're working on 125, so once we get to that 125 rank, I can give you guys another emoji, and I know exactly what I want to do. But obviously, I always like to take recommendations for your next emoji, ones you'd want to see used. But in order to do that, we need to get to that milestone. It doesn't matter what rank you pick, whether it's entry, basic, or premium. All 3 of those count towards that total milestone, so don't fear about it. But keep in mind, those higher tiers are going to give you better perks as well. So, like I said, you can sign up for that. Link in the description. Join button is also below the video and on my main channel page as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I cannot wait to get into these games and experience them with you. Guys, have a great one, and I hope I see you in the next stream. Let's hand things over to Noxale. Have a good one, guys.
Who's the man with the plan? if you feel trouble, wild and wild on these violent and hit you 8,000. Wait a minute, hold that style is dialed in. Goddamn Billy Jack, we still riding, tires flat. I hear them sirens, see shots flying, so we driving, fire back if they ain't vibing. Lie with that, got me dressed up in all black. What up? Hood up, and I see them haters try to run with us. They gon' need inhalers. Gotta breathe them hard just like Darth Vader. Players, grab your respirators. Night invaders get lightsabered. Mask on for the shooters, move like trash to bed. Intruder, got that Glock and got them woofers. Just press play, I'll keep it moving. Who is not? Still you damn fools. Keep it fresh like canned food. There ain't nothing we can't do, so tune into that damn cue. Yeah. It was never, ever a game.